I respect everybody until they earn my disrespect. Well, Mark Levin just wrote a book about reeling in the overreach and unlawful government that we happen to have in place. When a so-called president will go before a graduating, or I don't remember if it was a grad, but either way it was a speech, and he was in front of a crowd, and he actually bragged about his problem with Congress and Senate and how he can't get everybody to come together and pass what he knows is right. And the crowd actually cheered that the president was going to go around checks and balances that the American people look to keep the government in check, to enact laws and legislation that he sees fit. And people cheered. This is how far our country has gone. So Mark Levin wrote a book about amending the Constitution to help reel in this lawless, unconstitutional government. And what he wanted to do was to get the states together. You only need so many states to ratify the Constitution, to add amendments. And I'm pretty convinced that that's not going to work. First of all, because of the divisiveness in this country right now. Obong Hall has every single thing you can divide in the country divided. He has us divided by classes, the haves and the have-nots. He has us divided in religion, the Muslims and the Christians. He has us divided in so far as finances in this country, $17 trillion in debt, and some people actually still don't see a problem with this, but every issue that people can have right down, and actually it's starting to get boiled to the top, the race issue. Now this is starting to become prevalent. Watch. This is probably the issue that's going to bring on martial law in the end. But anyway, we're going to go with Mark Levin's for this video. And as I said, I don't think that it's going to work. I don't think you're going to get enough states together to do it in the first place. I honestly don't. I don't think that many people are going to be able to get behind ousting this clearly and wholly unlawful government. They've just totally run rampant all over the Constitution. I mean, it's getting so bad that he's flaunting that he's not going to follow this law, he's not going to follow that law, you know, give amnesty to a bunch of illegals. Just do whatever he wants, whether we like it or not, whether Congress likes it or not, whether Senate likes it or not. As he said, he bragged about it. So Mark Levin wants to reel all of this in. You know, as the immigration issue has been heating up and everybody has a solution, I don't understand why nobody is, you know, just thinking about why aren't we enforcing the laws that we have? We have a system in place, but the government is letting people skirt that law. And now the government wants to give those people amnesty for skirting the law. Well, if the government had followed the law in the first place, we wouldn't be in this immigration problem, would we? We have laws in place, remember, people. We have a system in place to keep people, you know, the people we want coming in and the people we don't want coming in. There is a system in place. It's not been enforced. By who? Them, not us. We didn't cause this problem. Well, it is the same thing with this lawless Congress and Senate, I believe, are also lawless. These people are... How can you stand in front of other representatives of the people, you and I, and say something abysmally ignorant as, we have to sign this bill into law to find out what's in it? This woman is in no way no way, cannot be a representative of you and me. What she is she's a representative of, well, her sponsors, her contributors, not her constituents. She's following her party. She's following her, whoever is leading the Democratic or the Republican Party at that time, which is absolutely, isn't it not ignorant to follow a party line? To me, that is so wrong. You cannot follow a party line and actually think that you're going to accomplish anything. Look at what we have now. But the problem could be solved if we, the people, were to hold every single person in the Congress and the Senate and the office of the President to Eric Holder. Every single one of these people take the very oath that they will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, its laws. And they have not done that. That is breaking their oath. And who is that oath to? That oath, ladies and gentlemen, is to you and I. They promise you and I. That means we have to enforce that. We have to start making these people accountable for going against that oath. There are many laws and, everything. I mean, look at it. The Constitution clearly states that the government cannot make you buy anything, yet we have to buy health care. That is wholly 100% unconstitutional. I don't care what a bunch of assholes in robes were told to tell you. But you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, the NSA is watching everything, but they are also watching everybody. And that includes the government. That includes Congress and Senate. Why do you think that the birther issue can't be brought before Congress and Senate? Boehner has been told, you stay away from the birther issue. How? Because the NSA has every porn site you visited. The NSA has every text message to that little 17-year-old girl down the block that was babysitting for you and you were diddling around. Whatever the cause, the NSA has blackmail on these people, just like they can get it on you and me, because they're watching everybody, and that includes congressmen, senators, and Supreme Court justices. You don't think so? How do you think they found out about Justice Roberts improperly adopting 2 Irish children, skirting international anti-child trafficking laws, right about the same time he changed his mind on a bunghole scare? And that is totally, wholly illegal. A bunghole scare is unconstitutional. First of all, Congress and Senate pass it, and it's deemed unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court justices get a hold of it, and he rewrites it. Guess what? They were supposed to vote on it again, because he rewrote parts of it. What they passed was no longer in existence. It was changed. Bang! Done. Who's doing anything about this? Nobody. Why? Because the NSA has dirt on them too, and if a bunghole wants to keep them quiet, guess what? People are blackmailed. Other agencies are brought in. We'll harass your daughter who owns her own business now, won't we? We'll make that deal that your husband was going to make to, set himself up in business. We'll make that not happen because they have the dirt on everybody and they have everything. Why do you think the birther issue doesn't come to fruition? I'm going to tell you something right now. Anybody with a half a brain that looks at the evidence that Mike Zullo has put together, anybody with a half a brain and an objective mind that can think for themselves, if you look at the evidence that Orly Tate's put together, I don't care how much of a whack job you might think these people themselves are, which I don't understand how people call these people a whack job. They're professionals. They know what they're doing, obviously. They have careers doing this. Why hasn't it come to fruition? Well, here you go. The NSA is not just watching you and I, the NSA is watching them also. The one thing that we have is jury nullification. If you have a defendant in front of you and you think the law is wrong and not the defendant, then you can nullify that case. And the judge and the prosecutor and nobody can do anything about it. That is a power that we have as the people, the small little people. But we have to know about this. And we also have to go into the prosecutor and say, nope, no deal, I'm going to jury. Because I believe my peers are going to see that this law is wrong. Same as a bunghole scare. Tell you people right now, I have absolutely no intent, none, zero whatsoever, of signing up for this illegal, unconstitutional mandate. No, wrong. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. It's wrong, it's illegal. But you'll get them nasty teeth fixed, you idiot. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is my problem. I got myself into this problem, and I don't see why my neighbors have to pay for this problem. That's why. That's why I think it's wrong. It is wholly wrong to take something from somebody else and give it to somebody else. If that's wrong. And I'm not going to put up with it, and I'm not going to be the recipient of that. I work for what I get. I'm more than willing to break my back for what I want. I've never once put a gun to a man's head and said, give me what you've earned. But that's exactly what the government does to us every single day. Mark Levin wants to change the Constitution. I say all we have to do is hold these supposed representatives' feet to the fire and tell them, you either follow your constitutional oath or you're gone that day. That's the only amendment you need. You want to solve the immigration problem? You follow the laws that are in place. We don't have to have all of these laws made up right now. We don't have to change anything. Follow the laws that were in place. We wouldn't be in this problem in the first place, would we? We wouldn't be here now. Start following the law. Start following your oath to the Constitution. Your oath to me. Your oath to the American citizen. The people you are paid by to represent. I am so sick and tired of financing people to abuse me. Financing the IRS to throw parties at the same time they're harassing patriots. At the same time they're sicking other government agents on patriots, on citizens, on donors to these organizations that they deem enemy combatants. And they're all patriots. They're all constitutional groups. They're all conservatives. You know, they had it right when they called it the left and the right. People on the right always seem to be right. And the left turds always seem to be left in the dark. We need to get back to the Constitution. Start holding these representatives accountable for breaking their oath to you, to me, to America. God bless America. I love my country. God bless us all. Good luck. I think we're going to need it.